Good. All right. Welcome to the May 18th, 2026 meeting of the Tuftonboro Board of Selectmen. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Public input. Do we have any public input? Yes.
I would have been on the agenda, but
Jackie Rollins.
I didn't know that it was last Wednesday or Thursday morning was the deadline. A couple things. First off, as you know, I did my deeding on May 5th. We took one piece of property, the town did. And that day, I said to Audrey, you need to put this on Primex our insurance. The house needs to be secured, or somebody needs to go there and make sure there's nobody living there. If there is, then we have to deal with that. If there isn't, no trespassing, locks changed, and she said she would take care of it. I don't think it has been done, because I asked Chief of Police if he, because usually that's who does it, if he had any correspondence about that. He said no. So it's been 2 weeks now, and I don't know if there's,
Okay.
what the status is.
Okay.
And the other thing was, I was told that the selectmen are supposed to have the warrant signed for the July bill by May 15th. So I was told it would be done before the 13th. As of Friday, whatever day, 15th, I guess was Friday. It was not done. So Cammie has done the warrant, and it's right there in that binder, and for the selectmen to sign so that I can start the process tomorrow. So I don't know why these things haven't been done. It's not my job.
Okay.
So I just want somebody to do their job.
Thank you. Thank you. That all?
That's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Notes
Thank you,
taken.
Jackie.
Thank you. Any other public comment? All right. Next is approval of minutes, and we don't have any minutes to approve this week. City appointments are conservation next. Conservation Commission, come on up.
Couple things. The first is obviously the 19-mile brook monitoring from 2025. I don't know if you all have copies of it.
Yes.
Yes.
So I've been doing this now for a couple of years, where I go through the whole report. That's 30 some odd pages of numbers and figures and all kinds of stuff, and try to condense it down to pull out the important points that you as a select board and the public would probably want to know about it. So that's what this is all about.
Mhm.
And so I did it, and I gave it to the commission to look over and see, make sure they agreed with it prior to presenting it to the select board.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
it's a sub of theirs. You know, and as it says in there, it hasn't changed too much. However, last year was a dry year, so the chemicals are a lot more present when there's not a lot of water to dilute them. So that's what we saw last year, is that when there was no rain, the water went down, chemical came up, but still not to a point where there's a violation. So we're still in that zone where we really can't do anything. And one of the things that we did last year was, at Bob's actually suggestion, is we put a new station down at what we're calling 19 Mile Out, which is right before it goes into 19 Mile Bay. And while we did see some rise in chemicals in that area there, we can't trace it back to 19 Mile Brook, because there's such a big distance between where we take our last reading, which is right at the bridge on Middle Road, to where the output is on 19 Mile Bay. And there's so many other factors that could come into that, just regular ground runoff, running into the brook. Leaves create phosphorus that gets it dumped into it, so that goes down. So unless we wanted to do more studies in between those two, it's really hard to tell where the pollutants are coming from. I wouldn't recommend that at this point in time because they're not high enough to concern. I think our big concern still needs to be up at the RIB. The challenge is that, once a stream or a lake goes south, it takes years to bring it back. So this positive monitoring is what we need to continue doing in order to make sure that it doesn't get to that point.
Steve, is that monitor on the 19 mile out, is that on the lake side or on the
No,
road?
it's on the brook side.
Brook side, okay.
Yeah, because we wanted to catch the data before it went into 19 Mile Bay, because if the pollutants were coming from 19 Mile Brook, we wanted to know about it right away.
Understood.
So it's on the brook side of 19 Mile Bay, probably up a couple 100 feet from the road in the swampy area right there before it goes in.
Okay.
And then the other one, our one that's downstream a little bit is right before the bridge on Middle Road. Actually, if you look into the brook, if you go towards Wolfboro, if you look into the brook on the left-hand side, you can see the pole that we use to measure the water depth, and that's where the monitors are as well.
Okay.
Then we have another station that's right where they pump the water in from the RIB into 19 Mile Brook. So that's the one immediately, that's where we see the biggest difference,
I'm sure.
obviously. Then we have one further up, way further up, that we're using as our cleaning specimen so that we know what the water looks like prior to it getting into the RIB area. So those are the three main ones we have, and then, like I said, the fourth one we added down by the out.
By the out.
Yeah.
So even though that out one may not give you, just to use the term targeting data,
Yep.
It does give us an idea of what's actually ending up.
Yes.
Gives
Yes.
us- gives
So it
us
tells
a
us
final figure.
what is flowing into 19 Mile Bay.
But you can't use it as a comparison to find out where it's coming from.
No, because there's too much distance between that bridge on Middle Road and where the station is.
Yeah.
That there's too many things that could be causing it in between there.
Do you still believe that that's a pretty important piece of information to have?
Absolutely do with, because of the cyanobacteria outbreaks that's been happening on the main lake.
Mhm.
It's good to have that there, because then we can clarify whether the problem is coming from the brook or it's strictly coming from the lakeside. So
Okay.
it's really important, plus it also gives us a reading on what the flow of the water going in. The watershed is so huge that, it's nice to know that where it's all coming from. So I think it is a critical one to have, only for that reason.
Okay, good.
I mean, if we see a spike down there, then we know we have a real problem, and that's when we'd have to monitor between the bridge and down there to see if we can locate where it's coming from.
It'll trigger you if there is a problem.
Yes, yes. So I think it's a very
Okay.
important one, yes,
Okay.
although we can't tie it back to the RIB.
Understood.
Can I second Steve's comment on the advance notice that something is potentially going wrong? Gives us a chance to do something about it. If we don't have these monitors, something goes wrong, it's gonna be when people out in their boats see it, and then the remediation is very difficult at that point.
I know we spend about $36,000 a year to have this report done, and I can't emphasize enough that I think this is a very, very important piece of data to have and project to do every year. I think we got,
What we see,
we got the raw end of the deal with this rapid infiltration basin installed. It's affecting, all the damage is coming into Tuftonboro and 19 Mile Bay.
that's it, we saw that in the blowout, and we didn't have the monitoring stations then, and so we couldn't say anything to DES. At least this is giving us historical data, so that if there comes a point in time where we see the chloride levels are above what the state minimums are, we have historical data going back that we can present to DES saying, look, we started this project 5 years ago, well, to now, 5 years ago, and here's historical data, and now we're seeing it rise too much, and there's a problem.
Yeah.
So it gives us that advantage. It's like, anytime you have historical data and you can show the trend analysis,
Sure.
you're much better off.
You'll always have my support.
Yeah, so.
Is this report that the executive summary that you make, is this available to the town at all if somebody's interested
So
in
usually
looking
we
at it?
post it on our website,
Okay.
once the select, we don't like to post it before the select board has a chance to see
Mm-hmm.
it, review it, ask questions. Because the last thing we want to do is have that something up there and have one of your constituents come up to you and say, hey, I read this report,
Mhm.
and what's going on, and you guys be blindsided about it. So
Yeah.
normally
Thank
we
you.
don't post it until after the select
Do you
board.
post the full report or just the executive summary?
We should post both. I mean, if somebody really wants to delve into the data, it's all there, and they can tie it back to the executive
Well, it's all
summary.
public information.
It's all public information, yeah.
Right, and there
I
was
mean-
some questions about it at the town meeting, I think, about information that,
I think
Yes.
the
So
question at the town
could be-
meeting, I mean, I was there at the town meeting, and, I don't understand, I heard the question, and I don't understand what she was asking,
right, and I
honestly.
think you did a great job answering it, and you
Yeah.
could say, oh, have you downloaded the report from the
Yeah.
website, and,
I mean, we have
anybody's
both of them,
interested.
the reports are
Yeah.
there, and I just do this because going through that 26 or 30-page report, it's
Mhm.
just, and it's all numbers and figures, and,
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the report.
Mhm.
I read one report and that was enough for me.
Yeah,
I-
that's why I do this for you guys.
Yeah, no, we appreciate this executive.
And this year
summary.
I had the addendums on because there was a couple of definitions in there that I
Mhm.
wanted to make sure people were clear about, when we say this, this is what we
Mhm.
mean, so that there's no confusion.
Yeah.
So I added the addendums on there to
thank you.
clarify that.
Okay.
So I have a question. In general terms, are we close to the threshold, or are we
Yes.
still comfortable? Okay, close
So
to it.
we're close, right? But we're below it, and that's,
Well, I understand below, but that's a matter of degree. So how big is the degree in non-science terms?
in non-science terms, I think it's low enough that we have no say to the
Okay.
GS. So I think it's far enough below the cap that they have that we can't raise it as an issue as of yet.
Okay,
But the latest report was also based on a dry year, which
Yes.
is gonna have abnormally high numbers.
Yes.
So there may
we
be,
hope. that-
on average, there may be more of a margin of error than,
That's why the historical data is important,
Yeah.
because, you can look back at the years to see what it is, and then when you see a dry year, you can say, okay, well, that was because it's a dry year, so it's higher than it should normally be. So that's the importance of the historical data. And then, when you have a wetter year and it's more diluted, that number should go down. And actually, during the wetter year, we didn't see it go down. I think they were pumping more fluid into it, so.
wow. Is there any mention of the average year's rainfall on that report?
No, there's not. It just says a dry year versus a wet year.
Okay.
But it does reference that some of the data points are from dry years and some are from wet years, so that you can get that context.
Okay. All right.
So, I just wanted to make sure you guys didn't have any questions that needed to be answered, and I think Vicki was just kind of looking for approval to go ahead and post that onto the website.
No, absolutely. Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you for the report. I think if there was anything that we needed to take action on,
I would have put it in there.
yeah, absolutely.
I tried to gauge that not to be an alarmist too, you kind of got to gauge your comments when the public's going to read it, so that you don't have everybody all of a sudden up in arms, and yet you don't want to take away the importance of it as well.
Well, facts are
So-
facts. You can present facts without editorializing. And I think that's where people get hung up.
Yeah. So that was that, and I don't know if you're interested, but there's one other thing that I thought the board might be interested in. Is in one of the jobs I have, and one of the hats I have, is we did a grass poll summary where we polled the citizens of the state of New Hampshire, this is specific to us, on what they thought the most important conservation issues were in the state. So we did this at the Farm, Forest, and Garden Expo that was down in Deerfield. So I didn't know if you guys would be interested in at least taking
Sure,
a look
sure.
at that, because it's really kind of fascinating.
Curious data.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
It's really kind of interesting, so, and I didn't give you the full report again, I'm trying to save you,
Yeah.
I'm doing a lot of reading, but was really interested on this. So this is a combination, what you're seeing is of both Friday and Saturday, when the expo was open, 400 citizens, independent, took the poll, just a big board, we gave them 2 stickers, a green one and a yellow one, says, what's your primary, what's your secondary concern? And this was the result. What was really interesting, I can leave you the full report, you can look at it later, but the Friday to Saturday results were different. Because what we saw on Fridays was a more mature audience, older people, because the younger ones were at work and couldn't be there. And then what we saw on Saturday was the younger families that were there.
Demographics.
And actually what we saw wasn't that it changed anything, just the primary and secondaries were reversed.
Oh,
So it was, it was kind of interesting to see that little specific factor where, the different age generations look at the different problems and how they see it as a
Yeah.
primary or secondary. So I do have the full report, and you guys can look at it later, that kind of breaks down on the primary
Sure.
and secondary.
Sure.
So it was really, that was my takeaway on the whole thing, that I really found kind of interesting on the whole thing. And what I thought was really good at this report is that it's specific to New Hampshire, right? So there wasn't a lot of people from out of state, so this gives a good representation of how the people around us are looking at conservation.
so I noticed water quality is number 1.
Water quality is number
So
one.
I have a question. Don't you guys do the water tests each year? Sponsor?
So I don't know if they're doing it this year, you'd have to ask Vicki.
Well, are you talking about home water tests or lake
Yes,
quality?
yeah,
Yes, so
home water test.
Go ahead, Vicki.
I believe we offered it to people. We had some tests here, and I can't remember, unfortunately, I wasn't in charge of that. Do you remember how many
So it
people?
was offered, and then people can come in and pick up their kits.
Yeah,
We do a one-day collection so that we take them
Take
to
it to
UNH
Concord.
Extension and
Yeah.
so on.
Oh.
We also do water sampling in the lake as part of the Lay Lakes water monitoring program. And so we do that in Winnipesaukee, Winter Harbor, which is part of Tufton Borough, and also in 19 Mile Bay and so on. So those are all part of the
In Mirror Lake.
statewide. And Mirror, and Mirror Lake as well, yeah.
So the citizen testing for individual wells, is that occurred? Must be a
Yeah,
certain
that
date?
happens, it happens in June. It happens.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Because I've been looking for that date and I hadn't seen it on anything.
Okay.
So it used to be in the fall, but then we moved it to the summer so that we can get some of the summer residents to take advantage of it as well,
So that's coming up.
Yep.
Said it's in June.
The person who's due, that's what I remember it being last year.
Okay.
So
That's Lynn Walsh who does that, so.
Yep.
the last thing that I have, which is really great news, is that, the Mirror Lake has, got the forgivable loan to do the study. May 5th, we got approval from DES to move forward. So this was our big wait. We couldn't do anything until they approved the point source water plan, which
Excellent.
they just approved. So we're pretty excited that we can now get on that, so
Good.
Congratulations.
How long do you think that'll take?
a year. So, we have it scheduled out over a year, so this summer we're gonna we'll start with the assessments around the lake, the land, the property, interviewing the people. We'd start doing the sampling. So some of the things we've already done last year, MLPA paid for core sampling all around the lake, so we have all the core sampling done. So we're ahead of the game on some of the technical stuff, so.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for a schedule.
Is that core sampling in the lake, where they go
Yes.
to lake bottom?
In deeper.
Indeed.
So we get, I forget how many feet down that they get, because they want to look at the core.
Yeah.
They want to see if there's something down there that's causing issues, so yeah, we did that all around the lake.
Okay.
Great.
So that's part of the update for the watershed plan.
All right.
So that was pretty exciting, so that's the latest update on that. We should have a schedule, now that this has been approved, we should have a schedule anytime.
Very good.
Yeah.
Good. And I understand congratulations are in order.
Are they, or what now?
The, help me out with the,
I can't, I don't remember the name of the award. I'm sorry, Audrey was working on it and I did not.
I know it's in here.
yeah,
You were nominated.
Oh, I was nominated, okay.
Yes.
Yes, you were
You were.
nominated for an award, and I'm not, I
It was
don't know
more
the
than
name
a
of the award.
nomination, wasn't he?
Oh, the Ayers Cotton Environmental Services Award.
There you go. You took the words out of my mouth.
So I'm not sure what the Ayers Cotton Environmental Services Award is, but you got it.
I got it, oh.
Yeah, you got it.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I don't know what it is either. I guess I'm who is the award for, can I ask?
Planning New Hampshire Lakes
Here, you
region.
can have that.
Of course, you have to be able to say it now.
Oh, Lakes Region Planning Commission, oh,
Yeah,
very
that's
nice.
nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
Thank you very much, I guess.
Well deserved.
yeah.
very good, yeah.
Awesome, guys, so that's.
We all set?
Yeah, I'm all set. I just wanted to update you thought. I thought you'd be interested in the poll because
Yes.
it really shows what the citizens are thinking around us.
Very much.
And what's really interesting, tomorrow, one of the New Hampshire Association of Conservation Districts' main things that we fund is Envirothon, which is being held tomorrow, and that's high school. We have 118 high school students competing for this, in this competition. So these are all the next generation conservation people that are coming up.
Good.
And one of the things I'm gonna do is they're gonna be taking this poll as well, because what I really wanted to see, the difference between
Ages.
what the students in high school think compared to adults. So I think that's gonna be a real interesting thing to look at. So
Yeah.
kind of excited, and I'll share that with you the next time I have an update.
Great.
Very
Thank you.
good. Thanks very much.
All right, guys.
All right,
Have a
good night,
good
everybody.
night.
Yeah, have a
Thank you.
good night.
Vicky is still back from Houston.
He is, he's back.
Good to hear.
Yeah, it's
And
kind
his
of a
sister's doing okay?
Yeah, she broke her foot, and so he was helping her recover.
Yeah, that's
And,
right.
yeah, it's a tricky situation, but he had the flexibility to be able to help her, and she was home.
Uh-huh.
She's now at a rehab facility, so he was able to come back, and when she's done rehabbing, we'll have to kind of see where we are.
Understood.
Yeah,
Well, tell him I said hi.
I will.
All right, the next on the list was the police station update. Chris Garcia couldn't make it, but he did leave us a note. All good things at the police department. We're moving into the last of the epoxy, and they're going to personally engage in the concrete floor prep for the flooring company to keep that moving. As you know, there was some rough concrete in the hallways and other areas, and they need to do some grinding. Looks like Chris is going to be taking care of that himself. And possible base coat of paving going down on Friday.
Sounds good.
Great.
Yeah. Good things. We're getting there. And the next then is police department update.
Hello,
Hi,
everybody.
Chief.
Hey, Chief.
Hi, Janie.
How's everybody doing?
Very well, yourself.
Good.
In order to keep things brief,
Yes,
we've read your report,
okay.
and it's just if there's anything that you want to highlight and discuss publicly, knock yourself out.
Okay, yep.
I do have a question, actually, when you get to it. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry, super. So really quick, we had, for the month of April, we had 3 call-outs. I attended an online cybersecurity training that our local IT people do, Lakes Region Computer Online. And I also attended my last week of leadership training through FBI LEADA. Let's see, community policing stats are up, directed patrols are up, citations are down, accidents are down, arrests are at par, felonies were down 1, incidences were down, and our calls for service are up. And then I just wanted to bring something to your attention, and that was on March 2nd. Officer Bodette made a motor vehicle stop on Middle Road, And as part of that motor vehicle stop, he determined that the individual's New York license was suspended. So he did what he does best, and he made an arrest, released on a summons. As part of the prosecution process, we run a criminal record. He had run a motor vehicle record at the scene, and obviously that's what told him that the license was suspended. As part of a prosecution issue, we run a criminal record. And as I was reviewing it to send it to the prosecutor, I noticed that there was an entry with Customs and Border Patrol that said that this individual, his alien inadmissibility under Section 212 was noted, called Border Patrol New Mexico. So Sergeant Lefebvre called Border Patrol in New Mexico. We found out that several years ago, he was one of the individuals that entered this country illegally, was caught and given a summons to appear in immigration court. Because of the criminal entry from Border Patrol, we can make an assumption that he never went to court. So they were not really, they're focusing on illegal immigrants that pose a safety risk more so than just some generic not coming to court right now. So we gave them all the information that that we needed to in terms of addresses where this individual is possibly living, and they were going to follow up on that. Was your question pertaining to this?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Yes, it was.
All right. Before I move on, do you want to?
No, well, basically what happens at that point, you arrested him roadside and then he was released on the summons to court. So he's not kept in the
Where'd he
system.
go?
He's not kept in the system, no idea where he went. And
Just
to
dissolves
be,
back into society?
well, I would like to believe, well, yes, he dissolves back into society. I'd like to believe that he does it without getting in any more trouble. He does have a court date for New Hampshire. It'll be determined as to whether he returns to New Hampshire for this court date for the motor vehicle violation. And if he does, before that time frame, we are going to just make a note to immigration that they wanted to show up at court on that day, and he does show up, and they want to have a chat with him, then they're more than willing to do that at the courthouse, obviously.
Okay.
This was a violation level, so we could have handled it differently, but I don't think it was handled incorrectly in terms of releasing on a summons and that type of thing. We would do that for anybody else. We did not know at the time that there was this entry into the criminal record until we started to get what we needed to get for prosecution. So it was an afterthought, and I'm not 100% sure why there wasn't a flag on the motor vehicle record. I don't know why that didn't happen. I think that when we have illegal aliens that the federal government is wanting to get sooner than later, I think no matter how we run their name, there's usually a flag that tells the officer, hey, wait a minute, call this and this agency, get this squared away. It didn't happen in this case. It makes me feel like just the process back then that was acceptable to the administration back then, that they release on a summons, they kick into this country, and they're on the honor system to go to court, was acceptable at that time. I don't believe it is anymore. So
Okay.
I don't. Yeah.
So, but if I ignored my court date, you guys would come and visit, wouldn't you? Not you necessarily, but I'll get a visit from.
It would be a warrant issue anyways, right?
Gosh, you put me on the spot, Steve. I will clarify apples and oranges.
You mean ignoring the fact that illegal doesn't mean illegal, I guess. Just giving you a bad time, Jamie.
No, if it's a local issue where we have jurisdiction and you do not show up at court, you will need to answer to it, and we will put the habeas gravis on you.
Oh,
Absolutely. As it stands now, immigration is a federal issue. I cannot enforce federal law.
And that wouldn't change even when you, when you become a part of the program that we talked about last time.
I think that if there is reason to question citizenship, then we would have the capabilities to do that. But again, because it wasn't flagged in the motor vehicle record, Officer Bodette didn't know, so
Sure.
that he could make that inquiry.
Uh-huh.
Had he done that and they sat back and said, something a little bit different, we would have had to jump through hoops to get somebody that can detain to detain and get them in the custody of ICE.
So as a matter of, it's a question of process.
It is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but as a question of process, if you, this is all hypothetically here, if
Okay.
you sign on to the 287G, become a member, whatever it's called, participant, and it was flagged in the motor vehicle record, you would have the authority to arrest and detain that person and eventually you would be taken into custody by ICE at that point? You would hold them, not
We
let them
would
go?
be able to detain. Yeah. I cannot arrest on federal charges, but we would be able to detain under that agreement.
And that's where you would ship down
Take them to
Yeah, we
Stratford
could
County.
either take them right to Stratford, or we could call ICE to see if they want to come pick them up. And remember that the law changed January 1st, that if there was an ICE detainer, we could just go technically right to the jail. They have to hold them for 48 hours, and we would hope that ICE could make it there by that time, by that deadline.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if he is pulled over again at this point, will anything flag in motor vehicle or not? No.
I would say not in New Hampshire, because what we ran for a license in New York and certain things like that would be what any other law enforcement agent in New Hampshire, an officer, would be able to get for information. I don't know if it's a state issue. I don't know if it's not flagged in New York's motor vehicle because they're New York. I don't know. This is the first time that we've had a couple years that we've had contact with illegal immigrants in Tuftonboro, and it's new to us too.
Yeah, understood.
And this one just happened, you didn't have the information that you would have needed.
Correct.
That's all.
Correct. Yeah. Had we could have inquired and detained a little longer to figure out what we could do. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Drug take-back was held on April 25th. They received the report back that we collected, or were given 56.5 pounds of medications for this time around. I also gave you the county comparison sheet that they turned around and give us, just so you have an idea as to how we connect with the other towns around us or in the county. And I just made a note on that, please understand that when you look at some of these agencies, you go, oh my God, look at the amount that they collected. But those three agencies, Wolfboro, Conway, and Moultonboro, they have a unwanted medication drop box in their PDs. So as a general rule, sometimes they will take and empty that drop box out and then turn it in during the drug take back. So you could see that numbers are probably elevated
Sure.
with those three.
Okay.
What's
The
the
others.
column? What's the
Sorry.
column with a single digit number?
Yep, so they will count numbers of boxes that we turn in. That will be your box count.
Okay.
And then what they do is they will turn around and weigh all of those the number of boxes together to get the pound figure, which will be in your right column.
Gotcha. Understood.
Yeah. And I just wanted to update you on the signage regarding the new stop with the ordinance. I called Jim Bean the other day to say, hey, you know what, before Memorial Day comes, let's see what we can do about getting some signage up, especially down at Union Wharf. He is all good to go on that. We'll be meeting in the near future. We actually have all the signs that we need, I have possession of for along the fence. No parking, fire lane, and then handicapped all the way across. We might be able to use a couple posts that are already driven there, and then we just need to drive a couple more. Then he has the outlet to order the signs for along Governor Whitworth Highway. And so I'm working with him on that. I am trying my best to find a way to word the sign that will not make a humongous sign to say what we really want. An example would be is no parking with trailers attached. Well, somebody's gonna detach their trailer and leave their trailer there, right? So there's always a way that we need to try to figure that out.
No trailer parking.
No trailer parking is
Yeah.
probably the easiest all along, and that's either attached or detached. So I think we're gonna go with something simple like that, and Jim said that it shouldn't take too long to get those, and then we'll work on that. But I was thinking before, especially before Memorial Day weekend, we would wanna get that fence, labeled up with signs and that kind of deal. So, so we're working on that. I anticipate that we will be able to at least get those signs up, and then we'll work on the ones before summer.
Memorial Day weekends
Is next week.
Working on it. We got the signs. I know he's got a couple posts. It's a matter of just meeting to say I want to post here, here, and here, and we're good to go. So,
Okay.
So don't squish my goals. That's what I'm working with here.
All right.
Yep, and that's all I have for you
All
tonight.
right.
Excellent.
Speaking of signs, did there used to be signs that showed your speed around the school on Ledge Hill and on Middle
Yes.
Road?
We
I
had
feel
it.
like there's still posts for those.
There are still brackets on some of the posts. We do have them. We ran into a problem with the battery, the lifespan of the batteries kind of went kaputs. Quite frankly, I haven't thought about purchasing the batteries and getting them back out. If there is an area of concern, I would ask that people can let us know. What we've been trying to do is I've been trying to push directed patrols out to the guys if somebody does call in with a concern, because it shows that we're listening, shows that we're having that bond with the townspeople, and I'm hoping that officer presence will kind of slow people down. I also know that the electronic signs through emergency management that Chris works with as well, those are actually capable of doing radar. So if there is a situation where we really would like to get a radar sign out to educate the motorists, I can link up if they are not using the signs, and then we can kind of throw them in certain places. I will tell you that I will personally be very cognizant of where we put them out, because we have had one of those trailers shot at already a little while back. It was before you guys sat down up on Mountain Road. One of the screens had a couple bullet holes through it, and we needed to make replace the screen and that kind of thing, which the fire department did for us. We won't be putting them, we'll be putting them in places that are visible, that obviously will be collecting the data we would like. At the same token, the back roads and things like that, I wouldn't leave it unattended out there, because it'll probably just gravitate some unwanted behavior towards it. So, but yes, we do.
Okay.
We do. And I can try to get those others up and running. They were put up in areas that I think we could probably find better areas to monitor the speeds, and quite frankly, I don't know if they slow people down or not. What it does do is it gives us a lot of data as to time of day, how many cars, the speeds, the average, that kind of thing. I kind of relate it to like having a game camera. Even though there are no cameras on it, it gives us the data of what's pushing through in those areas and how fast. So
It would be interesting to know how fast people are going by the school on, say, I feel like Ledge Hill, it's not as much of an issue because there's the stop sign at the end, but the main Middle Road here.
yeah.
to interject the sign that's in front of the fire station
They catch
currently,
that.
we can set that to collect that same data while it displays whatever other message is ongoing. So we can collect that data.
So there's the radar unit in that sign?
Yeah.
So you can
Whether
say,
turn it on or not?
smile.
That's what was on Mountain Road, running radar, with the radar as the message, but we can also put up
Interesting.
a different public safety message for burning permits required while still collecting road data.
Interesting.
Oh, that's cool.
So, yeah, it's been a good asset for both of our agencies, I think, you know, yeah.
Good.
Absolutely.
And we're willing to move them too with your sign change and ordinances for parking. They can be a initial implementation to
That's a
assist
good
with that,
suggestion,
if that's
yeah.
something
Yeah.
that is of help.
Yeah, I did have Cami post the ordinance on the town website so that we could get that out there because of the few changes that we made this year. And then, you know, we'll find some places to put it out there when we really are gonna push. I am in the process of getting new ticket books printed up. So until that time, you know, we'll be issuing the warnings and educating people, and then we'll have those up and running, and we'll do what we need to do.
Okay.
Great.
Have you've read the traffic report that we did up at Four Corners, right?
Yes.
How do you feel? I feel personally strongly about pursuing blinking lights up there, yellow and red. Possibly putting on as a warrant article next March. How do you feel? What would your recommendation? You can think about it too. You don't have
Can
to
you
answer it right now.
quantify that for him? It's gonna cost X.
Yeah, somewhere between $15,000 and $20,000.
The crashes that I have personally investigated there over the years, if they especially came up Ledge Hill and they went across the intersection, almost every one of them said, I did not see the stop sign. And I think that LED light around the stop sign has helped. I won't say that it has mitigated crashes 100% because we have had a few that still said they didn't see it. I've been an advocate for an awful long time and have said to people, you know, you have power going to the pole right near the Morrill property, or what was the Morrill property. I always said, geez, just go right diagonally across, stick a pole there, and then have your 2 amber and 2 red there.
That's what it would be. Exactly.
And hasn't been brought up to an issue. Or the other option would be is some type of yellow flashing kind of with around signs or
Before you
something
get up the hill.
on Mountain Road both ways, noting a dangerous intersection. I think there needs to be some more visibility there. I don't think that we will ever combat human error 100%, but if we can reduce a crash a year, it's probably worth it.
If it saves a life, it's worth every penny.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. And if we don't do anything, doing something is better than doing nothing.
Right.
And I know that $15,000 to $20,000 is a lot of money, but if it saves somebody's life, then it's nothing.
Right. Yeah.
So if
Might flashing yellow lights before you get to the intersection and be in both directions also be an alternative to see how that works before we go dropping 20 grand on the overhead lights.
I don't know how much those stop signs were. I was never part of that discussion.
for the crosswalk,
No, for the for the
for the stop signs, I
Up
think
at-
those
up at-
those were under $3,000 each. They were like $2,500 each,
So that might
if I
be a-
remember right.
A
Yeah,
viable
yeah.
or something to test
Right.
before we go and spend 20 grand on the overhead. Because I think your point's gonna be, no matter what, there's gonna be someone that's not gonna be paying attention, and they're gonna go zooming through regardless.
We do have a couple that went right through the flashing stop signs.
Yeah,
So you will have some that are gonna go through the flashing yellow as well. As a throughway, because
Yeah.
understand Mountain Road is a throughway, the other 2 have to stop, so, yeah. I mean, I will on record, I'll firmly support something for more visibility at the intersection. Whatever the cost or whatever we feel would be Plan A and Plan B, I'm open to anything.
Do you have data that you can access that would talk about what might be alternatives?
It's in the report.
Okay.
That report covers all that. But my only problem with that report is that the only data that it documents as far as accidents are accidents that happened. It doesn't document near misses,
Uh-huh.
things that didn't happen, which there's got to be an equal amount or more of accidents that didn't actually happen but were so close.
Mhm.
They don't get documented.
And their traffic study was a very short snapshot.
Yes.
It wasn't multiple weeks, it was like a couple of days of traffic.
Well, and
I
also,
wonder
I
what
was
time of
thinking
year
from a law enforcement
it was.
standpoint, like, what other data might you have access to, just in general, that would say, okay, here are ways to improve the visibility of intersections in rural areas.
Well,
I
there's,
can look into that.
so on 171, I know it's going into Molten Borough, where that curve turns into 109, there's a stop sign coming from our direction into Molten Borough. Over the last few years, they've added an overhead, I believe it's flashing yellow on one side and flashing red where the stop sign is. I wonder if there would be a way to find out how that's curbed incidents. Because people would just blow through that stop sign, and if
Where-
somebody,
Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry, Janet, where's this?
it's
171 and 109.
yeah. So the 171's going
By Dad's
Oh,
House.
okay,
this way,
okay,
by,
yeah,
yeah, almost by like
by Dad's-
Skelly.
Right there by Scout, well, used to be
Well,
Skelly's.
yeah,
Yeah,
some other S
right.
S name now.
I'll always call it Dad's.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like there's a
I
stop
know what you
sign
mean,
here,
I
and then
guess,
they've
yeah.
added some sort of blinking light, trying to.
Understood.
Okay, I could get that back to see if there's anything like that out there as to, if there's any studies on is strobing better than flashing, better than constant on, or is that the type of thing you're thinking about and how that will affect
Yeah, just
visibility?
yeah, I guess-
think that's,
see what you find and what you recommend,
okay, all right,
or alternatives.
yeah, yeah. And I do think, did you guys get the DOT report too? Did they get the DOT report too?
They didn't get it because they weren't
Okay,
selectmen at
right,
the time,
yeah.
but it was posted on the website. I don't know if it's still up, but if it's not, it should be posted on the website.
I think I have a folder, so we certainly can get you guys up to speed. I have data that I pulled here from my database as far as the types of accidents, where they're coming from, that kind of deal that I gave to the state as well. We did a field trip up there and kind of monitored things, and then they had a traffic counter and that counted speed as well on the road up there for, like Chris said, a couple days, and then they compiled everything together. Where they're coming from is the fact that there are either one or two places in the state, they went from a intersection with maybe 2 stop signs to an all stop, and they're finding that their data dramatically reduced the crashes because theoretically everybody has to stop.
Uh-huh.
And I say theoretically, because if you have 2 stop signs that people are going through, it's possible you would then have 4 stop signs that people are going through, right? So, not to mention a change of traffic control device, meaning that you have a throughway that people have been traveling for decades on, and now all of a sudden you have a stop sign there. So there'll need to be a change of behavior to go along with that.
And that's a state
Yeah.
road too, so
It
we
is.
can't put stop signs there, can we?
No, they had talked to us about the fact that I think that the Board of Selectmen can govern making some
Yeah,
signage.
we put the blinking ones on Ledge Hill Road and Durgan Road.
Yeah.
We put those on, and the state said that they would give us a 4-way stop sign intersection. They put the stop signs up there.
Okay,
My humble opinion is that wouldn't do the trick. You need something more visible. And putting stop signs on 171 at that intersection, I just can't imagine there being stop signs there. I think it's gonna create more problems than it'll solve, especially with noise. Can you imagine the Jake brake noise at that intersection? People accelerating through those houses. And like the chief said, putting a stop sign where there had never been one before. I just think flashing yellow light, it's not gonna make people have to stop, but they're gonna be aware. It's,
I think the state
Although
has the
awareness.
authority to go ahead and do what they want to on the state road, but I think it was clear to, at least I'll speak for myself, that they were gonna honor the wishes of the board at the current time, was that if the board or the town said, we don't wanna do that, then they were not gonna force their hand on it, and they were gonna leave it to the, I think, the local aspect to see if anything else needed.
now, they won't pay for the lights,
Right, understood.
but they did
They'll let
say,
you do it.
but they did say if you wanna do that, we'll allow it,
Yeah,
as long as you do it at your expense.
okay. Let's see what you come up with.
Okay. Got it. All right, super. Is there anything else I can do for you folks?
Awesome, no, thank you very much.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Have a good night.
Okay, have a good night as well.
Next is fire department update.
Thanks, Chief.
Evening, sir.
Evening. I assume you got a chance to review this.
We did,
We have.
we
So-
did. As long as you don't read through everyone.
No,
We're good.
consolidated, just, that was
Highlights.
the incident that kept us away from the last meeting. I know I snuck in during your work session,
That's
just
all
still to vote on the compressor, but I didn't have any of that material. So that was the, homeowner took those pictures and then those are, let's do it for you.
And that was the solar on the shed,
Correct,
right?
correct. And that's just an example of some of the contents that were in the,
Yep.
And we just talked about the solar and what to,
yep.
what to
But we
do.
are working with the transfer station to align that day to go up and do that training with them. I know that Audrey went up with Chris and did some of the preliminary stuff for data collection, and but we're gonna make an appointment to go up and do more of an emergency response for them.
Good.
Great.
Which kind of leads while we're on the transfer station. One of the notes we had is, that's the pole
Be
right
pretty
outside the
unhappy.
compactor
Yeah.
building.
For
I
$30,000
spoke
of
with
panels.
Chris. He's gonna work on
Right.
trying to get some kind of bollard system. There's a lot of underground conduit right there, so
Yeah.
they can't
Wow.
technically bury a bollard.
No, but I think a
But
couple Jersey barriers would.
Something to keep, because the traffic with waste management coming around that corner, somebody's gonna clip that.
Yeah.
So, just as a preventative measure, we caught notice of that and have communicated with them to
Yeah.
put something in place.
Yeah, I think a couple Jersey barriers there would do the trick.
Yep, agreed. Or some of the blocks that they got, a big boulder, anything of that nature.
Yeah.
We have them.
Yeah.
We grow those.
I do have a question there, Chris.
Sure.
Back in your, the report, under the item on May 2, what's,
Which one? The first one?
40, Governor Wentworth? Double untimely, what does that mean?
So there's 2 fatalities.
Oh,
So
okay.
the police department put a memo out with the state, they determined they were both suicides.
Okay, I know what that's about. I didn't realize, didn't really coordinate with the address, sorry.
That's right.
I think
Any
five-
other specific questions on that report?
No. Have a oil leak on one of your apparatus?
Yeah, the ambulance, that was the one I also mentioned. So that did get service. It was the $1,800 job, not the $8,100 job. So far,
So
the
good.
oil leak has been corrected and we haven't noticed any issues, so.
Yeah,
Good.
We're gonna continue running it and
good,
we'll let you know if we notice anything else.
okay,
The car one is fairly new, isn't it?
Yep,
last year.
last year to 24.
And we still having to keep running down there with the problem.
So it's been an intermittent with the emergency brake service brake lights, 2 separate lights that keep coming on. And one time we got down there just in the drive down, it rectified
I know how that
itself.
is.
We went back another time, they checked it, they did a software update, and then it's come on and off twice since, and we haven't been able to articulate any similar causes for it, and it self-rectifies, so we're
But that's,
monitoring it. We may end up taking it to 603 when it's activated, if we can get them to take the wheel off and see, is that brake actually engaging while the light's on, or is it not? Just to get.
but that's just a standard piece, right? It's not, there's nothing special about
No,
that.
it's just
It
a
comes on every
regular-
one of them.
Yep. It's nice because it does have sensors, so if you're on an incline, it automatically applies.
Uh-huh.
So unlike old ones where they wore out because we weren't using them, they're actually coming on and off pretty regularly.
Uh-huh.
So we're watching it. Hasn't really given us an issue per se yet, but while it's under warranty, we want it taken care of. We haven't spent any money on it, other than the travel back and
Time,
forth.
yeah.
And one of them was coordinated with travel to Pembroke for training, so it really wasn't anybody going out of the way.
Mhm.
And then at some point, I'd love to talk about starting an account for grants and funding. We're doing more and more with grants. We see the money come in and out. And this year, the Homeland Security and the grant funding for the hazard mitigation kind of has me. We budget $4,000 or so a year for grants. So the money's there, but if we spend more than that and we get that money in the grant, well, that comes back into the general fund. And if we didn't budget for it, it becomes an expense on our side that we don't necessarily have the income for this year. And just knowing how tight the budgets are, if we spend money and we don't have the money for it this year, but it goes into that next year, how does that affect this year's budget? Is there a time when we want to have an account that has the in and out so that we can spend from that grant without it doing an undue stress on us as a community?
Yeah, well, if you're talking about, is all the money that you're talking about spending going to be be allocated for a specific purpose, or is it just kind of like a slush fund?
No, typically it's like we get the VFA grant every year for forestry equipment. They cover 50%.
Yeah.
Well, we pay for it up front and then they reimburse half of it, but that half goes back into the general fund. So it just, if that money could come in and out of that same account, we wouldn't ever be out that money, if you will, till it came the next year.
Okay.
So just questions about like a revolving account for those grants specifically.
Yeah, well, I think that's a question that you should probably work with Audrey
Okay.
and the auditor,
Mhm.
because they'll tell us whether we can do that or not, and if,
Just to help keep them clean and simple so
Yeah.
that they're not chasing down where it all goes.
yeah, no, I understand. But I think the auditor would have to have a say in that
Yeah, well,
first.
definitely.
If you want to,
Work with Audrey.
yeah, work with Audrey,
Perfect.
get some more information.
All right. Other than that, our numbers are pretty on par with last year. A little more on the fire and less on the medical, but the average weighs out to be about the same.
Yep.
Nothing else is new.
Okay. I'm good.
Great, I am.
Thank you.
Chris.
Take care.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
Thanks.
Dennis.
Hello. I was actually Betty Gunrad is supposed to show up too. She's one of the
Okay.
trustees. She knows it's 5:30. I'm assuming she remembered. But
All right.
Great.
We're just happy to have you, Dennis, that's fine.
does everybody get a copy of our financial report that Marcia sends over to you?
I don't.
I know she
I
sends
don't.
them off to whomever, but I don't know where they go after.
I didn't
she
this time
just-
around.
I didn't get one, so I didn't distribute it.
And Audrey's on vacation.
I printed
so-
extras just in case,
When did
because
you
I don't
send
know
it out?
where Marcia sends them or.
When did you send it out?
Yeah, it was recent. It was the end of April, so. it's-
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Not,
Thank
not,
you,
not like
Dennis.
last Friday.
No.
Okay.
No, it was.
Thank you.
The library's a little bit different because we have our general funds that we get from the town for our operating budget, but then we also have a separate account for donations and gifts and grants that come in that get designated for certain purposes, so one of the pages like reflects that.
And that's why you
But pretty much the first one is mostly
And
our.
that's why you have library trustees.
Yep.
You're making a killing on interest, huh?
Oh, and the,
Money market,
yeah, that's good.
7 cents, 6 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was sarcastic.
No, it's not losing things. the PDIP account, I think does better. As far as general operating expenses, we're pretty much right where we should be.
Yeah. No, you're
30%,
good.
33%, so we're.
Any other highlights that you want to tell us about?
We're gearing up for summer reading. It's going to be happening soon. So the last day of school is June 17th, I think.
Mhm.
So we start signing up the day after. And then we do programs every Friday through mid-August.
And what's the goal?
For summer reading.
Yeah.
So the kids sign up
50
to-
books, something like that?
There's not like a specific goal. Like the kids, they just come in, they read for fun. We have programs on Friday. They earn like raffle tickets and name different prizes. Sort of an incentive to read. And in the past, we've worked with the Lakes Region Humane Society, where we have sponsors, but we used to pair the sponsors directly with kids, but some kids read 2 books and other kids sign up and read 60. So we've been like doing an average every year. It's kind of like the number of books read goes up and the number of sponsors and donations goes down. So last year we didn't do it, but I would like to give that a try again this year, working with the Humane Society. Even if we don't quite match the amount of books that the kids are reading, I still think it's a worthwhile cause. So,
Yeah.
but did you have any?
No, I just, I would like to make a comment though about your heat. Your heat is really right where it should be, 31.8%. Which is remarkable because we've been getting reports of other departments where their heat bills have 60, 70, 80% already.
When we, with the new building, and it's been
Heat
over
pumps.
5 years, like we were budgeted high because we didn't know, and every year we sort of trimmed it back, so we're getting closer to, and whatever we don't spend, we give back. So this past year, it was like only like a little over 1,000 unspent funds. So we were pretty.
So I'm just
we were pretty close.
I'm wondering if you have over budgeted for your heat this year?
We actually brought it down from, I think, last year, because last year, whatever the budget was, we were only just a little bit.
Are they all heat pumps or you have propane as well?
It's propane, so
We also have oil too, don't you?
it's all propane.
It's been converted. You used to have oil.
Yeah, we don't have oil anymore, so we have,
It's all propane.
yeah.
Okay.
Some of it, the old part of the building is radiant heat, which they wanted to do with the new part, but that just wasn't cost effective.
It wasn't the cards.
Yeah, it just was not gonna happen.
Yeah, I guess
No, everything's propane.
Guess we'll see how it pans out at the end of the year.
Yeah.
All right.
Everything's,
Sounds good.
Well, I'm good.
going well. Did you, we need our parking lot lines repainted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the best way to go about doing that?
Get an estimate, put it in your budget.
Our budget is unique in that we only do, our operating costs only include the inside of the building. The grounds are separate, are paid for by the town. We don't include, well, we don't include them in our operating
Right,
budgets,
right.
but I just wondered what's the easiest way to go and do that? Because we don't include it in our budget, but how do we
Well,
make it known
Then I
that?
think if you want it done, you talk to us and we'll
Okay.
put it in the budget
It needs
next year.
to be done.
I was, matter of fact, when I was over there playing cribbage a couple weeks ago, I said the same
It
thing.
does need to be
I
done.
said, yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't,
They're getting very vague.
yes.
Yeah. But it's not a lot of money. You can probably do your whole parking lot for less than $1,500. Yeah, painting lines is not a lot of money,
Okay.
but
So-
but if you wanted.
So how would he go about doing it?
Yeah, I don't mind
Well,
setting
it
it
wouldn't
up
be,
and.
well, it wouldn't, it's not budgeted this year, so it'd be budgeted for next year, unless we can magically find
Or we can.
some money.
Yeah.
Or if you find some money in your budget.
We have money, yeah. I'll talk to the trustees and see what they want to do.
Okay.
Um,
I'm thinking somewhere around $1,500.
Right. That's reasonable.
I've got a guy that I
Yeah.
use up at the county, and he does our parking lots up there, and it's pretty short money.
Can Dennis get that guy's name and see
Yeah.
what it'll cost?
Yeah, Yeah, you can call him up, he'll give you an estimate.
Okay.
He does a Google Earth thing,
Yeah.
doesn't even come out and look at it anymore.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, because you
Yeah,
gave me
seriously.
the information for the locksmith,
Yep,
who's really good, by the way.
that worked
so-
out good?
Yeah, that worked out great.
Good. Yeah, I'll do that. I don't have it on me, but
Okay.
I'll get it for you.
So I had a quick, what is going on with solar at the library? Or in town in general?
The transfer station solar field
Yeah.
covers all of the building's electrical costs, except for the new police department.
Okay.
So, we haven't exactly figured out the mechanism yet because we just flipped the switch on it a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
But it's already.
It's operational.
It's operational,
Oh, all
and
right.
it's already generating electric bills that are in the negative
Okay.
already,
Oh, good.
which is
So-
nice. Yeah. So
So how does he account for that in his budget? Because is
Well,
that considered an outs,
we're gonna have to do some extrapolation at the end of the year, or during the budget season, because we just turned it on, and we don't know how it's gonna
Right.
pan
but the
out.
library is its own entity, does it,
We pay the operating expenses. They manage it, but
yeah,
we as the town
but they
pay.
own but the building is, there's a
Right.
distinction between the outside and inside,
Right.
right? So if you have a problem on your roof, is that the town or the library?
The library. It's just the grounds. Like when we have the walkway shoveled and the snow blowing
Yes.
down and
Uh-huh.
all that, the door stuff. If we get any of the invoices, I just drop them off here. So like the parking lot line, stuff like that is
But-
outside. But everything that's the physical structure of the building itself and
Yeah.
everything that happens inside of it is the library.
Okay, so he's paying for the electric that he uses in the building, in their budget.
We still pay your operating budget, do we not?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
So we get monthly electric bills and we pay them off of what we
Right,
budgeted
off of your budget.
for that we get from
Yeah.
the town. And what we don't spend, we give back. So is that,
Okay, so back to your point then, we got to allocate the credit over the various
Correct,
properties that it
correct,
relates to.
correct. And we don't know what that's gonna be yet.
May not be even a whole lot.
No, I mean, come budget season, we're only gonna have a few months of electric bills, and then they're gonna be summer electric bills, which are gonna be high for air
Right, better for
conditioning.
the credit than,
We really won't know until we have a whole year under our belt. So, it's
it
gonna
might be immaterial
this
for
year.
this year.
because so the solar field covers the whole town. Because I know when the addition was done, we had talked about doing solar
Right.
because the roof is all southern exposure, so it's ideal for solar. And I think we actually had the internal hookups already put in.
Yeah.
And then that got put on hold.
Well, we
'cause
decided
it was-
to do with the big field up at the transfer station.
Yeah, so.
And we built it big enough to cover
That it
all of the
covers,
town's
okay.
expenses,
Okay,
except for the new police station.
so,
Yeah,
okay. All right.
which we may add on to the solar field in the future. So, yeah, that's it.
Well, that's good news. All right.
Great, thank you,
I'm
Dennis.
good, thank you very much.
And as soon as we have summer reading finalized and the schedule of events, I'll send that over to you.
Super.
great.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you,
Thanks,
Dennis.
Dennis, good seeing you.
Good seeing you too.
Have a good evening.
Transfer station. How you doing?
Thank you. Yep.
Sorry, I didn't get those bids in. Went in today. I had the 3 proposals here for your scales.
These are the 3 in here?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're in order of priority for me. Don't say that pricing wise, it's probably the top 2. And then one is not really.
Do you already have a recommendation?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna vote on
Yeah,
this
it's a
until I've read through everything.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
not
I
gonna
would-
vote on this tonight, but if you have a recommendation, I'd love to hear it.
I think that the top one A couple of my questions to these folks were, one, possibly scales. But we don't have time to dance around the problem line. Well, I want a turnkey operation, and the first two proposals are turnkey. Don't come, site work, do the concrete, put the scales in, bring the crane, everything. All we have to do is supply an electrician. The third one is not any part of that proposal.
They just want to drop off a scale, say, here you go.
Here you go. And the price reflects it. But I would recommend this one, and I spoke to him today, actually, and that was the first proposal that you had. Because he gave me this proposal in November.
Mm-hmm.
I said, after the first of the year, we had the increases.
Right.
And he said, at most, 7%. So if we threw in a little tiny bit of fat into that first one, we should be good.
Can you get an updated proposal from
I
them?
can't, I couldn't get it today,
Okay.
but I can go, I mean, we were in a meeting, so he couldn't get me, anything, but, he will update that, I have it tomorrow.
Okay.
But it will be, he told me it will be minimal, and he also told me, you know, the abilities of sharpen my pencil. So he wants to work with us.
Good.
I've actually been talking to this company for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been kicking it down the road, and now it's just he's willing to really do that.
Well, please make sure that you have an updated proposal
Yeah.
before the next meeting.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll get.
That could be circulated before the next.
Yes.
I'll
Yeah.
get it
And in
tomorrow.
time to get it to us.
Yeah, I'll email it to you. I'll email it back.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the 27th, please.
So
27th.
Friday would be good.
Yeah, Friday would be great.
So, yeah,
Yeah, this Friday would be great.
I should be able to get that tomorrow and forward it to you.
Okay, good.
But it's pretty, pretty detailed.
And these other items here, or?
So I wanted to, let me just give my update and then talk about that.
Say that again?
Give my update and then get into that. So,
Yep.
for the month of April, we completed the landfill closure testing, as we discussed it previously. With a new vendor, it worked out fine. We also did the water sample testing. I haven't received the results back yet. We may have, we had a problem in April with waste management not showing up until late in the day to pick up our containers, which caused a significant backup. And I already discussed with them, there's a hiccup in their paperwork, and you know, they assured me it was an accident.
It's no excuse.
No excuse. They tried pulling that with me in the winter time. We don't have snow tires on our truck. Well, that's not my problem. We expect to be here when we open to the public.
Right.
So, we were trying to pick up the trash around the property because the weather cleared and it's significantly cleaner. However, it's a work in progress.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot.
Once the wind blows, it just blows it out of the compactors.
Yep, you pick up two, you get another one.
Right, and I'm working with a vendor right now to possibly get those freezer curtains.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're talking about
Yeah, the
plastic
ribbons,
freezer
those
curtains.
heavy
Yeah,
plastic ribbons.
that hang on the wind side
Yeah.
that will keep wind from going trash out of the hoppers. So I need to check into that a little bit more, and hopefully, maybe I can use some of that money in the fund to buy that. Hearing they're about $2,000. Right here.
Each
No, for the pair.
for the pair.
Yeah, that's what's all. We cleaned up around the big canisters, we put CD in. We placed the big barriers in front of the swap shop to try and keep them a little safer from somebody running in there and squishing them. We worked on the area that we parked the boat trailers in. We're trying to, I don't know if you've been in there recently, but we're putting the boat trailers at a 45-degree line down the fence towards the meadow, and it's causing it's a good spot where the grass doesn't grow through, plus it's blocking fence. So we're not having much of a problem with people driving through the fence. I coordinated with the fire department, and they installed a padlock on the meadows gate so that we both can access that. We had fire extinguisher training. We had 2 guys attend the CPR and EED training. And we had some snowplow training, kind of wrong time of year, but whenever we fit training in, we fit it in.
Is there a vehicle? Do you have a plow there at the transfer
We
station?
have
Or
just tractors, we don't have a vehicle.
didn't-
We use that to plow it, but
right? Is that the best use of their time, their operation time, to plow with those, or is it? Could there be something?
I mean,
else?
under personnel rule, we're obligated to help plow. With, Jim being busy plowing the roads.
Right.
Our machine,
But just to turn on a large machine to plow an area, because I understand Jim does most of the plowing,
Yeah.
but if you need to move something out of the way, starting up a backhoe or starting up something else could be a lot of work on that machine to push snow instead of the use it's intended for.
No, I think they're adequate. The backhoe and the backhoe and the skid steer, those are perfect for
For
pushing
the
snow
limited
around.
space.
we have
It's not an overuse of a
Okay.
machine
We have
or an
a-
underuses.
Okay.
We have a big snow pusher, which is the previous administration of their Bobcat. It's a little bit big for the machine that we have, so we don't utilize it on anything more than a little snow. My goal is at some point in time to get a smaller one for the Bobcat to make it a little more efficient. But I think with the equipment we have is just as good as anything else. We scheduled the solar safety training. We had that. The fire department couldn't make it because they were busy, so we're going to schedule another date in June for them. We discussed in April the disposal rates, and since then we've put them into effect. And I'm breaking down, you'll see when I show you my breakdown, I split the year before the rate increase, after the rate increase, so hopefully I'll be able to track that a little bit better. We had trained on the new rate increases, so all the employees are on board. This next one, we put a big metal, what they call them gaylords, it's a metal dumping container. We tried that at the swap shop. I spoke to Jackie, and we agreed that would be a great idea to try to put that there, tuck it around the building, let it put all the stuff in there, and then once a day we could go get that and dump it. It would save manpower, but it proved, we tried that for a month, and it proved to be is more of a pain in the rear end.
Really? How come?
Just because you have to tie a rope to the thing, you have to put it over the dumpster, chain, you have to chain it.
Oh, so just the action of dumping it was,
Yeah, it's just, really, it's just, I mean, it's better than having to load the bucket and manual loading that way, but we almost lost the thing into the dumpster because it wasn't chained properly, you know, like, if this isn't gonna work, then somebody's gonna get hurt. Not doing it.
So we're going back to the old way?
Picking it up with the backhoe. Yeah.
I like that, because then you can get,
yeah, they just drive the backhoe over,
Yeah.
they fill up the bucket and bring it over and dump it.
well, and to the fellow that came last time, that said there were some parts he'd like to have had, I don't think we enforced that policy so strictly that if there was something there in the metal pile that you could use at home and you weren't endangering yourself, you might be able to just go and get it.
Yeah, but being behind the swap shop, it's a swap shop. I think that if it's out of the swap shop, even if it's in the bin at the swap shop, it's fair
Yeah.
game.
Mm-hmm.
But we had a gentleman, you weren't here, we had a gentleman come in to talk to us and.
I think that's who he referred
I
to.
lost you on the Selectmen's Meeting, and I'm going to address that.
Okay. Okay.
So that was my next thing. I
Down at the
spoke
bottom.
to him
Yeah.
the day it happened, and I thought that he was, I thought that everything was great, and then I see him on the Selectmen's.
He wasn't raising a fuss,
No,
he was just asking.
perfectly, you know, perfectly all right, clearly things get in.
Yeah, and I told him that we have a policy, we really, I can't tell you that you can't follow policy or don't have to follow policy, because you do.
Right. So I don't want to jump into that. I did the totals on the back of that first page. And this is our equal totals. And the surcharge we'll discuss also. But as you can see, we transferred 10 household waste containers equaling 80.5 tons at the cost of $11,366. $250 on top of that is the surcharge.
Fuel surcharge,
Yes, surcharge.
DES.
I have not seen a fuel surcharge in those yet. Well, I'm waiting to see. But we transferred 17 construction debris containers in April. As you can see, from March to April, it almost doubled. But 155.97 tons of debris.
Well, that's a typical seasonal
Correct.
count, isn't it?
Yeah.
You usually see a spike this time of year?
Right. As soon as the weather clears, you know, camp roads have dried up. People are doing more active things around their property, and it does go up. And the surcharge for the CD was almost $301. We took in $7,483. So a difference of a little over 6,000.
So you're still way upside down.
Well, for that month, we're 6,000 off for the month. We always seem to pay, we always end up one way or the other during the summer, and it tends to close up and balance out better at the end of the year. But this is another indication for me, right, wrong, and different, what people really bring for the scale.
Oh, yeah.
I think that we're missing, if we set our rate correctly, we will make that $6,000, and each month should be pretty close to even.
I mean, this is
It's
so
been
far
like this
off.
for years. It's
Yeah.
been like this since I was on the budget committee
Yeah.
10 years ago.
Yeah. And we try, I mean, we adjust rates.
Yeah, I know.
Between us and, you know, and the paperwork shows what we need to do, and then we end up with $2,000 off, or $2,500 off, we're pretty close, but it's just so fluid, but I think the only way we're gonna tighten it up is with the scale. Then if we have a month where we're $2,000 off, then we can go, okay, we need to adjust, we need to tweak it a little bit. So we're not making money, but we're paying for the,
Well, with numbers like this, that scale would be paid off in a year or two.
okay, I think.
Really?
I think 2 years. That's my, but it might be 3, but it is, I think it's definitely a worth investment, and it's only going to help the town. Because once that's paid off, everything coming in is just going to this and going back to the general fund. So if we tweak it right, I think we're in good shape. I mean, clearly, every time we have a new contract,
Yeah.
we'll have to probably up it a little bit to come in line with the contract, but
And just, I don't want to get off the subject too much, but it's still kind of on subject. Have you given any thought to how you're going to manage the scale? I assume you're going to put it on the back side of the building on the solar side of the building. So you're not,
There are pictures in the,
Yeah.
so you're not going to see people coming around. You're not going to know if anybody's on the scale.
right, this is one of the things that we spoke about with my hope is that with the traffic light, what we're putting an intercom system in, so we can, from the office, we can say, pull up on the scale, you know, if a red light that comes with it, people will stop, hey, pull up, they'll get a red light, they'll have the clear wait, and then they can go around, down, and come back, and wait them out. So it'll be video, traffic lights, they'll have a LCD display that wait. But
Maybe a printout? So they can,
yeah, we'll get printouts, they'll get printouts, right? But I mean, if we put a person there, I mean, I have somebody already trained to run the scale, but my probability, I would probably train a part-timer, because that would be less than an impact on us. And not that they're not a valuable employee, but they cost less and they can do that job easily. And if we have to put some sort of shack out there and just have margin, I mean, I thought we could put a window in the corner of the building so we could see, and maybe somebody would just open the window of the pot. But
call button?
yeah. But that is the only thing that is a little bit of a hiccup with the process is that we can't put it in front of the building where it would be,
No.
where it would be, smart. We could put it behind the building, like on that flat spot by the swap shop, but it would still be the same position, we would be out of the way. So
the pictures in here, was that the company's proposal, or
Yeah.
okay, so where they're
yeah,
suggesting
and
to put it in here.
they said this is a great spot, because drainage for that, you can see, they put pictures of the drainage and everything. So I think that was the spot for the scale, and communicating with drivers is going to be just something we have to figure out.
Well, if there's a printout and they can get on the scale, push a button and get a printout right there, they've got it in their hand. They don't even need to talk to you.
Right.
They can do what they need to do, drive around again, get the second one that shows their empty weight, and then they come in and hand you 2 tickets.
Right, and a good part about that also is some of these folks, you come in, you get downstairs. The computer has a memory. We can enter in your downstairs,
Number.
correlate that with you and your car, your vehicle weight. You never have to cross the scale in, except when you fall. So we can come in, we know that Bob's car weighs 4,100 pounds empty, get on the scale, you're done, it's just dead.
Of course, you get a full tank of fuel or Empty tank of fuel.
Right? Without standing up there with my fat foot on the scale.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, there are a few little things there that might change it, but
Well, I think that there's small details to be ironed out.
I think that we're going down the right road, just talking about getting it done.
Yes.
Yep, definitely.
And the only other thing I had on that page was plastic. Now, we've sent out a little over 2 tons of plastic, and they're not charging us a surcharge on that. Which is great. So, the next sheet tells you all of the things that we took in, and you see them. That's that one. All the, items that we took in, and you'll see a yellow mark that designates the beginning of the new fee structure. So we, from there on, will be able to, kind of figure out if we're actually getting closer with the fees. So that really is the change. The surcharge sheet just tells you what was paid in surcharges from January to April. Now, I had a discussion with DES. The state law that went into effect for the surcharges says that you can file for a rebate each quarter. So I filled out the information sheet, sent it to DES. I got a reply back. Kind of, we don't even have the rebate system set up. We won't have that set until July. And I was like, why it doesn't say quarterly if you're not going to ready until July? And so I grabbed it on top of that, because they're already enrolled for $1,600.
And it's going to be retroactive to the first of the year?
Yes.
Good.
Yep. So I'm going to, once they get that application sheet done, I'll fill it out and have you sign it, and we'll hopefully get a rebate. But that's
Is it a full rebate, 100%?
100% about surcharge, yeah.
Okay.
And this just is the law that put into effect for the surcharge. Just tells you a little bit about it. And, nothing real shady there. This next little sheet here says regulation of highway use. Says right here, that is in relation to the gentleman that came in and talking about metal. This just is the statutory authority of the selectmen to, decide the common uses of highways, property, land, etc. So that's the RSA that in the title that gives you the authority to say, no dumping at the dump is part of the town property, and it's part of the statute. It's the town, the transfer station property is regulated by the select board.
Well, we already have a no dump picking ordinance.
And we have, then that brings me to the next ordinance, which says, we may want to change up the wording on that a little bit. I don't know what the process is for that, whether it's town meeting or whether it's public hearing. But this says, for the purposes of resale, sale, redemption, and it kind of excuses the resident from going in there and paying. I mean, we say no dump paying, but I just think the wording could be, maybe argued. So that might be something we want to just incorporate individual person. It says unlawful for any person in partnership or corporation to to remove all rubbish junk, debris from the landfill. That's another thing that we should straighten out.
It's not a landfill anymore.
Please change the transfer station.
Yeah.
But for the purposes of sale redemption. So I just think that could be cleaned up a little bit. But that was just that little snippet there so that you know that I was aware of it.
Okay.
That's nothing. And then, this is on the separate sheet. It's just that public notice in this notice through ES that says when scrap is dumped, whether it's on the site or in a public area, the ownership depends on the contract and the nature of the scrap and where it's placed. But long and short is if you read down through it, once it's dumped, the town owns it. So it's just, and what people, what I'm finding is, and I don't, it's a quandary. I believe in recycle as much as we recycle. If somebody's reusing something, I think they should reuse it. I don't like waste. But on the other hand, I know that there are people that come into the transfer station, pick things, and they recycle.
Oh, absolutely. They go through the swap shop all the time. Every weekend they're there loading up their car and taking it out and they bring it to their own yard sale. That completely violates the spirit. And I don't know how to control that.
Right, exactly. And I've seen people take lawnmowers and chainsaws and snowboards under the guise of helping the community.
Yeah.
And I've seen those same things on people's yard sale tables.
Yeah.
So I really, if you're going to do that, then just say you're going to do that. But, so, I think it's a hard thing for us to manage, but it's kind of either you take nothing or it's just free nilly-willy and get everything.
Yeah, well.
And then we've got people coming in and recycling copper and, that's why we're there, because that copper that we recycle comes back to the town.
Yep.
So,
Yep. If they're picking stuff out, it's theft.
absolutely.
And the last thing, I don't want anybody climbing down inside those trash containers.
No.
Those containers and those dumpsters.
Well, that was part of the reason we went into the containers, because the first couple of years I was here,
Yeah.
we had that mountain of metal.
And you could pull stuff out. You could just walk up to it and pull something out.
And people would see, Robbie crushed up a right lawnmower,
Yeah.
put it on top of the pile, but I need that tire. And they would shimmy up this
Yeah, no.
pile of jagged metal.
No.
And it's like, no, we're changing this. So we went to the dumpster, and it's been working out great.
Do we have this posted anywhere in the transfer station or?
Not yet. It's on the webpage under ordinances. I'll be honest, it took me several attempts to scroll down for that and find it.
Yeah, it's not well organized. It's on there, but it's not well
I
organized.
think that, I know that Ashley would post it on the webpage. I get a whole list of things I want put up on the webpage.
You probably should have that on your bulletin board.
Yeah.
Even in its current form, even if we modify it, you should have it. You should have that on your bulletin.
I wish this came up sooner. I ordered a bunch of signs through the Cycle New Hampshire, and that could have been one of them. But it hasn't come in yet. But I can make that.
Even if it's
exception.
printed on a brighter color or something at first when you put it on there.
Yeah, I even thought of finding a place that does a banner, those heat printed banners, they're cash rates inside the building. Like we do with the hazardous waste banner. But if you have to do that roof, but a better sign than this would be nice. So part of my talk tonight was, I was really hoping I had my fingers crossed that we would have enough money in the account to do scales in the back home, but we're about 60,000 short, so that's not gonna happen. But from what you've asked me to do in the past, keep my eye out for a deal. The case came to me last week. They had a returned machine from winter rental. $100,000. But, I mean, it's $40,000 less than new one, but it's spent a 3-year warranty.
Right.
But it's just, I tried to crunch the numbers, there's no way to do it. So we'll just have to wait, and hopefully next year we'll find another one.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to bring up speed on that.
Okay.
And questions on the other stuff, but what I would like to talk to you about a little bit is, we had quotes to have a bunch of work done to our building. Somewhere along the route, things changed. The only thing that got done was the reach cap, and we replaced the windows.
I did ask him about that work, and he said that the insulation and that wood, it's not mildew or mold. He said it's just dust, black dust. He said it's not mold.
That's what he says.
That's what he told me. I have no reason not to believe him.
Well, I've been out inside that roof.
Yeah.
I've inspected it myself. I don't know the phone. We had the pictures. The insulation is where a oil leak is matted down. So what used to be 8 inch, 519 or whatever, is now 3.5 inch matted down, filthy, dirty insulation. So it's definitely not effective. Secondly, he can say what he wants. I don't know if he's a mold expert, but I got that checked by a mold expert. Fire chief thought it was mold. I think it's mold.
You can buy a kit down at Bradley's, do it yourself.
Well, okay, but that's what we'll do, because I think we got the money, the bid got changed, and the work didn't get done, and the guys are sitting there going, geez, why don't we have the ceiling painted? Well, I'll try into it, but, I just think that this is something that's important. We need to do it. If I can get a mold test kit myself, I'll do it.
They're right behind the cash register at Bradley's.
Okay. Just kind of ticks me off a little bit that we don't have our stuff fixed, and I know damn well that if there was a black spot in the ceiling in the lobby, it would be fixed tomorrow. So it's just the way it is. I understand that we're up on the hill and we get forgotten sometimes, but this is stuff that needs to get addressed. And I'll do it myself, and if it's not mold, I'll come in next meeting and tell you it's not mold, but I think it is.
Okay.
So I hope I'm proved wrong.
Okay.
What is the proposal or the budget that's in there from Cobalt?
Well,
Is that something from before?
Well, and that's something that I didn't even realize until I looked at the proposal more. There's the old proposal showed, fixing the roof, spraying the ceiling, fixing plywood. If the plywood's not damaged, it doesn't need to be fixed. But the reach cap repair, the first proposal was $5,400. This proposal got canceled. A new proposal got drafted, and the repair was $6,000. So it went up $800
I can't speak to it.
Yeah, I know, in a piece of paper. So I'm just like, that's concerning to me that it went out, $800 for type this on a piece of paper. But I just think that this was the original proposal. We had, gutter installation and all that stuff. And that stuff, we had hoped that we would get gutters from the compound building fixed, and they didn't get fixed. So this proposal, when I read it, doesn't include the compound building gutters. But if we changed from the main building to the compound building, it would cover it. And I think that this may have even been mistaken. So I showed him the compound building gutters, and the bid says main building. So,
Ashley, do you still have those proposals in file somewhere?
I do not have them in front of me, but I can look.
No, I don't need them right now, but if maybe tomorrow or next time you're here, dig them up and re-email them to me. I know I have them in my multiple piles, but
there's that thing that builds up.
yeah, if you could just email them to me.
Understood.
Thank you.
What you got for me?
You covered everything. Even questions that I had. I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Fantastic. I don't need supper.
All right. Thank you.
14 hours a day.
I was training today.
You're long. And, but it was good. Any training is good training, so. But it was long.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, moving right
I don't
along.
have anything else. Thank you so much.
Okay. See that purple folder?
Yep.
I think that's the next one I'm looking for. Yes, this is the consent calendar. So we have the consent calendar, gravel tax levy, an intent to cut, an intent to excavate, tax collector's deed, which doesn't look like it has any action needed. We have an abatement denial recommendation, another abatement denial recommendation, another abatement denial recommendation, another institutional exemption for Camp William Lawrence. We did a couple of these a few weeks ago. A tax levy. So that's a timber tax. I think that's a timber tax, yes, it's a timber tax. A right of burial.
God, you mentioned something.
Okay, hang on. And a right of burial. Have you guys had a chance to look through all of these?
Did you read?
Oh, yeah, the spelling. Brial.
B-R-I-A-L.
Yeah, I saw that. You guys have a chance to look at all these?
Yes.
Okay.
Question me.
Are there any questions or concerns about any of the contents of this folder?
Not mine.
And I would entertain a motion to sign the items that are in here as presented.
I'll make a motion to sign the 10 items as presented.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Yes.
So, I spoke to the company today that picks up our clothing, the transfer station,
Yeah.
apparel, something, skipping my mind right now. Anyway, I talked to the owner, and,
Was that Justin? Not Justin,
yeah, Yeah, I think it's just.
No. Jeff. Jeff Gilbert?
He could be tall, gentleman, from up the hill, I guess.
I just want to know if his name is Jeff Gilbert or not.
No, absolutely.
Okay, it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant, go ahead.
They have a program, and they kind of base it on 4 containers. We have 2 at the transfer station.
These are the yellow ones?
No, that's all, that's Plan Aid.
Okay.
This is a payroll, it's a veteran-owned company, and I would like to propose, so you guys can think about it, I'd like to put another box into the library, and another box either at the fire department, by the park, or here, maybe for the collection points. And the reason I say this is, if we have 4 collection points in town, they will allow us to put on the webpage a form, which if a family is in need, if they have a fire, if they have children in need clothing, they can fill out the form, submit it completely neutral to us, and a payroll impact will take their form. I've got the 9-year-old, I've got the 12-year-old, the sizes. They will put together a package and mail it directly to the person. So everything is done quiet, everything is, and that they can get clothing for the children. It is an unbelievable program, and if we can be part of it, it's a matter of putting a couple of boxes out. They maintain them, they do everything. We just have to give them drop-off spots.
You think maybe having one at the library and the fire department is kind of close together?
I'm just looking for input from you, wherever you want it.
Does it have to be a town-owned?
It needs to be on town property.
Okay.
And that's part of their insurance, and it's more likely to be monitored. But if I'm over here and I know parking spot, it could be a good spot. Anywhere at the library, because the new police station, if there's a spot and we could dump one, we could put one there and wait until, we could be across the street from the library. But my thinking was, people are here every day. People are at the library every day. So even if they're close proximity, it'll jog them and like, oh, I can put my stuff here right in the library. Just a thought I had.
Okay.
So I'll ask next meeting for permission to have those dropped off and we can come yes or no.
Well, I think you should talk to the department heads first of these places you want to put them. See if they're okay having them in their lots.
Mhm.
I mean, I could definitely see a second one, one at the transfer station and another one down here somewhere, but 4 of them?
I can just have them drop 2 off at the
What about like
library.
the Melvin
Oh,
Village?
side by side,
Just
right?
like what I did, yeah.
At the
That's
Fire
post office?
station.
Oh, at the fire station.
There's
great
the
idea.
Melvin
Didn't even think of that.
Village that kind of gets another part of
Yeah, there's
town.
another part of town,
Yeah.
right?
I didn't say Melvin or even Melvin. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll definitely talk to the fire chief and Dennis. Some of my manager is here, but I'll talk to him. And I'm waiting for next meeting.
Well, yeah, I don't. Yeah, talk to your department heads first.
And I'm gonna call Joe or whatever his name is and have him send me an email to count it up. So we'll know how it
Okay.
works. We just had this conversation in passing, but
Okay.
so
All right.
good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks,
All
Chris.
right.
Conservation Commission meeting.
I don't know what they're meaning, but.
Yeah, I don't know if they're meeting or not. If they are, it's in here.
They were back there, but I don't know if they are now.
It might be. I thought they did this 3rd Wednesday.
No, they're gone.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
It lists it as 6:30 tonight. But-
Jim? 6:30.
So just
6:30. So,
Maybe they're not here yet.
yeah.
I'm going out. Thank you.
All right, consent calendar set. Action items. All right, let's see. Public hearing notice. We have a public hearing notice that Dennis wants to have a public hearing for the dedication of the 19 Mile Beach Pavilion in the name of Shane Lovering. The plan is to have a dedication ceremony on Thursday, August 20th. And I guess he needs formal permission from us to have this public hearing? Or did we already do, I think we already did that.
We were waiting.
Yeah, I thought
we already gave him permission to do that.
yeah.
If it was
Yeah.
last meeting, I don't recall.
Yeah, but I'll reaffirm, I'll make a motion that we allow Dennis to proceed with the public hearing.
Were we waiting to confirm with who built the?
I already did.
And
I
that's
passed
what-
that along to
okay.
Audrey, and he's given his blessing.
Okay.
He has no problem with it. Actually, we just need to schedule this.
The hearing?
That's, yeah,
Okay.
it hasn't been set yet, so. But anyways, I'll make the motion, even if it's repetitive, that we allow this to happen.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, good, thank you. Seeing as it was in the action folder, but we're gonna need Audrey to put that on the schedule. Let's see, a maintenance agreement for the solar array. I'm concerned about budget. We didn't budget for a maintenance agreement. I'm in favor of a maintenance agreement, but we didn't budget for it. And they're looking at, for the remainder of 2025, $800 a month. I think we need-
Am I missing something here?
I don't think I have it.
I don't see anything about this.
Well, it's in the action items folder.
Okay.
Oh,
So if you want to take, I don't, I can't support this year because we don't have it in the budget. And new system should be under warranty for a year anyways. We shouldn't need a maintenance agreement for the first year.
Does that impact anything to do with there's a grant or a rebate or something that
I don't know.
happens? Does that?
I don't know.
I'd say we hand it back to Audrey and find out what the deal is.
Yeah, we need more
Yeah.
information, but we certainly don't have budget for it.
Right.
But I agree with you,
What?
it should, they just put it in, it shouldn't be a,
Yeah, we should have a warranty on it. Yeah, this needs more work. Yeah, we have to choose, we have to vote for, directors for the New Hampshire Electric Cooperative. I don't know who any of these people are. I think I'd be voting blindly.
yeah, I don't feel strongly about that either.
We did last year, only because Chip knows people.
Yeah.
And he gave a recommendation, and we voted on that, but
I'm willing to
I just
pass,
assume pass on this.
agree.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see, this one here is a little more complicated. This is an application for a rebate, or not a rebate, but a reduction in the tax levy. They were taxed a certain amount.
Why wouldn't it be in the consent thing?
3,000. It was separate.
So it's gonna be number 7 on your action items, and the reason is because the requested abatement is different than the suggested abatement. So the owner of the property is asking for one amount, and the town is actually countering with a different amount based on the correct schedule. So that's why you need to vote on it, because they're different numbers, and they're different than the third number, which you previously approved.
So
But Woods is the The assessor has a number.
No, this
So
is different. This
for
is
timber.
this is timber.
Oh,
And
okay.
we have a guy that makes recommendations based on his numbers, which are different from than tax, than Rod's numbers. So he was billed $3,008.53, and the state generates the numbers,
Okay,
the amount that is supposed to be the tax levy,
uh-huh,
the timber tax. It wasn't updated in the file, but the state already had these numbers published. And apparently, he's looking for, our timber guy is recommending that we reduce that amount to $2,669.42. But the gentleman, and I'm not clear the reason, is asking for an additional $224.94, making the total $564.05.
but help me out here. You said the state has the numbers, that's how they, basically we pay them, is
That's
that
the way
what
I
that winds
understand
up happening?
That's the way I understand it, yes.
So,
So our timber guy is making the recommendation that we just do the first amount and charge him $2,669.42 rather than 30, what was the number I had up here? $3,008.53. You're certainly welcome to take a look at that. That's the gentleman's request.
okay, but again, what did the state say that the timber tax would be? What amount is that?
That was the 3,000.
I think you're gonna find that here on this sheet.
So why wouldn't we just do that?
The revised number is from the timber
Yeah,
person
I don't remember.
based
the
on the
name.
new schedule.
Correct.
So that's the number he came up with based on the schedule provided by the
Correct.
state.
I'm inclined to go with his recommendation, not what they're asking for,
Who's they?
The property owner.
property owner.
Oh,
Thank you.
okay, so the timber guy that we use is the guy we always use?
Yes,
Okay. Yeah. I agree with you.
I would like to go with that recommendation.
I agree with that. We ask him for his professional
Yes.
input and
Yeah.
Yes,
we, yeah.
Is there a motion in there?
not yet. So, I would entertain a motion to adjust the yield tax due to $2,669.42 as recommended by Noah Hoffman, our timber appraiser.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, can I get a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Needs to be signed. This is Jack's. Oh, this is one that I haven't seen before. There's been an application that the selectmen have to approve for a temporary mobile home. Somebody wants to build a home and they want to put a temporary mobile home on site while the construction is happening. That requires permission from the selectmen and
And for some period, a specified period of time?
1 year.
That's fine.
Mhm.
For 1 year. So I would make a motion to approve the application for 1 year.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Good, thank you.
I do also need votes on the unanticipated funds to accept them. It's item number 1 on the action items.
Now you skipped around.
Did,
I don't have any other paperwork other
did I
than,
miss that?
Here, Bob, you wanna, there's the list.
Oh, because there's no supporting paperwork.
Correct.
Gotcha.
My apologies, I have nothing to give you.
No worries, no worries. Let's see, so we have some unanticipated funds that we need to vote to accept. One is for the police station Primex claim reimbursement. That was when the plow truck hit the building. We paid that out of our own pockets. We've been reimbursed by our insurance company for the sum of $9,729. I'll make a motion that we accept the reimbursement.
Go ahead, because, I mean, I want to talk about this, though, but
Okay, and
I'll
you
make the motion so we can talk about it.
okay, I made the motion, you can second.
I'll second it.
Second for discussion, okay.
Okay, now, here's my question.
Yep.
Audrey mentioned to me that we paid the $1,000 deductible. Is that, and my question was, Jim's truck hit our police station.
Yeah, I don't have.
Why
that.
are we eating for the deductible?
Well, to get it paid, to get the work done.
Yeah,
Whether we've been reimbursed by
that's the
Jim or not,
question.
I don't know, but
Okay.
that's irrelevant to this.
Well, I understand. I didn't know how else we could talk about it otherwise.
Oh, we can talk about it, but it's irrelevant, it's irrelevant to the,
I agree with you about
to the
this.
motion. But whether he paid the deductible to us or not, I don't know yet.
Okay.
We have to wait for Audrey to get back from vacation before we find that answer out.
So Ashley, can you make a note for that?
I will.
So I have no further discussion points for this motion.
Okay, so all those in favor of accepting $9,729?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And the next one is the sale of the code officer's truck for $7,257. Do I have a motion to accept that?
I'll make the motion to accept
I'll
that.
second it.
Any discussion?
That's the amount we accepted for the,
That's the amount we accepted.
okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, there you go.
Thank you.
Review for approval, the organizational chart. I put that in this folder.
Corrected and notice the date is today.
Yep. And this appears to be in order.
It is as directed.
So, my question is, I haven't seen a job description for the town administrator, so how do I know that this is correct?
Fair question. Want to,
And philosophically, I'm okay with it, but I'm just saying,
yeah, but in principle.
yeah.
And do we have one? Ashley, do we have your job description?
Last I knew, the draft was
Do
to
we?
the town administrator, and I was waiting for the return.
Okay. So we don't have technically either.
No, I know she's got Cammy's done,
Mm-hmm.
but the other two she's still working on. So if you wanna hold off on this? I mean, I don't think there's any.
Conceptually, I'm okay with it, I just,
I don't think there's any urgency. But if, it's up to you. You wanna make a motion to accept it or not?
without being too big of a pain, I think I would not.
Okay. I don't think there's any.
I agree with you, I don't think it's a pressing issue.
No, I think this can wait till Audrey gets back.
Okay. Was I have to double check my notes for Cammy's too. Did it say assessing clerk or did it just say admin
Oh,
secretary? I don't remember
I
that
don't
either.
remember either.
Yeah. Okay.
We're getting,
Yeah,
we're
I'm
getting,
good with.
we're getting a nod, yes. So,
You wanna wait?
I'm willing to wait.
okay,
Okay.
Table.
tabled. We're waiting. Let's see, 19 Mile Bay Beach Pavilion dedication. Vote for public hearing. Oh, June 1st and 15th meetings. Do we have to have two? It says June
That's
1st
for
and
the-
15th.
For
meetings.
Shane's dedication.
Yes, 2.
We have to have two.
That's what I was told when the question was asked.
Okay.
but it can be as informal as during public input.
Okay,
It just needs to be
all right, well,
available for.
well, we voted for it to proceed, so I guess it's gonna proceed. The highway garage. We don't
Have a
have,
little packet there. That's all I have.
do I?
Yeah, it's a little email printout, that's it.
In this stack you gave me?
Yep. I think it's actually the second to last paper in that file.
Yeah, it's in the back.
Yep. That's all I have.
Right
The
before the
discussion
box
occurred while I was
culvert.
away,
Yeah, that
so-
doesn't, this doesn't give us any new information.
Correct. I don't have any new information.
No. No. Oh, this is,
Okay.
because we talked about this with Jack last time we met, and he told him we wanted some more information.
I have not been provided anything
And I
beyond that
think,
email.
I think this email predates our conversation with Jack, because we saw him
Yeah, but
when we met.
Jack came last time.
He said he was working on a drawing. He'd met with the road agent.
He gave us different sizing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
What was the result?
So tabled and you'd like further information?
What was
yeah,
the result of
yeah,
all
this,
that?
this, we can't do anything with this.
Yeah.
Board of Directors, we decided not to take a vote, and the abatement request we took care of. We reviewed it and we voted on it. All right, I think we're good there. That's Jack's. That. That's done. Correspondence.
Did you want to talk about the transfer station committee? Any further about that?
Yeah, we
Okay,
can,
action
we
items.
can, let me get through the
Okay,
correspondence. We have an update on the 20-mile brook culvert replacement. Do you know, are you guys familiar with that?
Yeah.
Right up here at, where the Jersey barriers are, just before you get
Yes.
to the general store. And that's scheduled to start September. And the road is gonna be closed for 3 weeks apparently. They've got that road closing scheduled between September 8th and October 30th. That's more than,
Yes.
that's
Good-
more
good.
than 3 weeks.
Good
Does
spot.
Does that start to get into leaf peeper season?
So I guess it's gonna happen, that, I guess they're presenting us a window, September 8th to October 30th, somewhere in there.
Okay.
There's gonna be a 21-day closure.
But it didn't indicate there was any input desired from us. It's just how it's gonna be.
No, the input was already given in the public hearing
Yeah.
that we had with them. These are just notification, we're at the notification
Well,
stage.
this is what we're
Okay.
doing. Yeah.
This is what we're doing, yeah.
And they have a detour all
They have
planned
the
out.
detour
I'm
all planned
assuming.
out, they've got the school bus turnaround all planned out,
Okay,
everything's falling into place.
great.
Governor Wentworth School District preliminary payment schedule. Well, I guess this is the payment schedule.
You have that, right?
Yep, I have that right here. You're gonna be signing some pretty big checks. Pretty big checks. Activity report, recycling activity report, and standard dredge and fill permit application. Okay, no action needed on those. And, let's see, the action items, the transfer station committee, when to advertise and how many in committee. I'm thinking 5.
It has to be an odd number, no matter 3 or 5.
Yeah. So this is for the transfer station study committee, ad hoc committee that we're going to assemble. I'm thinking 5 is a good number.
That's fine.
I agree.
And criteria, I think that's gonna be something more than we're gonna do sitting down here at a meeting.
Yeah.
I think we, do you wanna do a workshop for that? Where we can sit down and figure out what we wanna,
Do you have anything from that you've done in the county that would give us some guidance or
no,
no?
no, not on studies. I think a work session would probably be the best place to do this. Maybe between the 3 of us, we can do a little bit of research on our own and see if we're try not to reinvent the wheel, per se, see what's out there, and,
Can we be more specific about what the purpose of this is? What's our objective?
well, I think we can write that out in a mission statement.
Okay, so we're gonna defer that till we,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I think we all need to bring our own ideas to the table and talk about them and assemble them and come up with a mission statement and let's go.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
All right. I don't want to set a date for a work session yet. I think we need to wait for Audrey to come back, but I think probably in about 3 or 4 weeks we might do this.
I'm fine.
It'll give us a couple of weeks to do some homework and put some thoughts together.
Is our thought to have the scale as a part of this? Like, so just thinking about timing wise.
We can put that in there, but I think we're moving on the scale.
Yeah,
That's-
Yeah,
that
I
was
think we really
something-
need the scale. That's what, when you go up to the dump and you see all the stuff that we're, all the C&D stuff in particular, and
Well,
it's
absolutely.
evidenced by what has been back, how that's been out of whack for a long, long time.
Absolutely. I think we're already moving forward on the
Okay.
scale. We haven't approved it yet. We've got information now that we can do some homework. And I think the next time we meet, we're gonna have a recommendation and we're gonna be voting on this.
I would stress to him that if he, when he has it, if he could circulate it, so we're not sitting here reading it on the night that we're gonna vote on it. I like to see things in advance.
The updated quote?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, which he said he'd have to us by Friday.
And I said it was due by the 27th either way.
Yeah, so we will
So we have
have it.
it in plenty of time for the June 1st meeting.
Great.
okay.
Okay. We're good here? All right. Action items, correspondent. We don't have a town administrator update, any selectmen's updates? Nothing that, have you guys been working on any projects with Audrey yet?
I do have some of the information for the agreement with Wolfboro Parks and Rec. I haven't moved far on it, but I've been reading through the different documents that Audrey gave me.
Yeah, just bringing yourself up to speed so
Yes.
far. Good,
Yeah.
good. I have nothing.
How critical is that given that we have New Hampshire broadband in town now?
I think it's great because we have competition now.
Yes, I'm very happy about that.
Very happy. So we've got Spectrum that's providing fiber. We've got New Hampshire Broadband
The
And
TDS guys.
and Consolidated. I don't know, is TDS doing it
Oh.
too?
I think you can,
Because they only do Melville Village, TDS.
okay, I don't know.
Basically from Sodom Road down, this TDS. I don't know if they're bringing fiber in, but Spectrum, Consolidated, and New Hampshire Broadband. So we've got 3
And also there's another,
sources.
what's Fidium?
That's Spectrum.
No,
Or Consolidated. It's Consolidated,
okay.
sorry. Yeah, Fidium is Consolidated.
But none of those entities are franchised. I mean, we don't get money from any of those.
I don't think
I'm
so.
okay with that. I'd rather have lower prices.
Yeah. All right, I think we've taken care of all the public stuff tonight.
Well, I had one, when you asked about selecting stuff, I did send you guys emails. You had tasked me with a policy for check signing.
Oh, yes. Yes,
So I
yes, yes.
proposed that any check under $5,000 only requires the 2 signatures that the bank already knows about. And any check over 5,000 or greater would require 3 signatories. And I said 3 as opposed to 4 because if one of us isn't around, I don't want to hold up a check because
Mhm.
someone's not here.
Yeah. Even with the bank only requires,
They're going to pass a
2.
check on 2, yes. I'm just saying as a matter of our policy
of our own
because
policy.
we've been signing, everybody's been signing.
Yeah,
I think that's overkill.
so you're saying if you want to take a week off from signing checks, you can take a week off from signing checks?
If you wanna do that,
Whatever reason.
that's okay.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever had I think we've only gone by the bank's minimum of 2. I think everybody signs so that everybody's aware of what's going on and what we're signing. I think that's good from an awareness thing.
Yeah, I guess to a point, but I mean, I think it's not critical or meaningful to me for a $100 check.
No, but they're in the same stack.
I'm just proposing, you asked
No,
me
no,
to
it's
give you
okay.
a proposal and I have.
I'm just trying to look at the positives and negatives. I see your reasoning. But like I said, they're all in the same stack. We're all signing the checks. We've got I've signed checks for $2.
Yeah, I believe
And
it.
I've signed a check for $1.3 million
Yeah.
that are in the same stack. If I'm gonna sign checks, I'm probably gonna sign them all. I'm not gonna skip over.
So how meaningful to you was the $2 check?
Well, very,
Because you were aware that you paid somebody for something for $2.
yeah, I mean, sure, the $2 check is kind of silly, but, you know, we owed somebody $2, so
Just my
we
point.
had to sign the check. How do you feel?
I think we have processes in place to make sure the right amount is getting paid to where it's meant to be going. I do think it's been helpful for me to see where that money is being spent, recognizing our vendors, getting to know that information, being new to this seat and how the town is operating. So to me, the information is valuable, and regardless of what we vote on, I'll probably still come to sign the checks. And it was helpful to know that whenever I had to be unfortunately out of town, we only needed 2, so that wasn't a stressor either. But I'll probably still show up to sign. We could maybe do 2 piles, one's over 5,000 and one's of other amounts.
Yeah, I can't
If
see them doing that.
we wanted to, but then I see what you're saying too, Steve, of coming in to sign those smaller amounts whenever they've already been checked and rechecked. But then are we saying, okay, Audrey, let us know when we have a pile of checks that are over $5,000 that need signed, and it might add some extra layers in where then how do I know if I need to come in and sign checks unless Audrey says I have X, Y, and Z that's over 5,000 that needs signed. And to me, I would just try to plan it in my schedule to be here anyways. But I do see the thought behind it of the time spent to come in for those. So I could see it going either way.
It's a common business practice to segregate amounts based on scrutiny. Now, I did say that no check should be issued without supporting documentation properly authorized.
Absolutely,
Okay,
support
so
that.
you have a supporting document and you have somebody who you know is authorized to approve it, who has approved it.
Yes. Yes, whether it be the department head whose budget it's coming out of, or Audrey, or Audrey checks them anyways. But yeah, the supporting documentation, absolutely. I don't think I can jump on board with the $500 or $5,000 amount, because the bank already tells us that we have to have 2 people.
Oh, yeah.
And all the checks are in the same stack, so if we're signing checks, we're signing checks.
Okay, you're not hurting my feelings. You asked me to do something,
Okay.
and I have.
But I absolutely support the supporting documentation,
Yes.
to be able to see the detail that's behind a check
Sure,
that's being written.
that goes.
Rather than just an approval form,
Yes.
see a copy of the invoice,
Yeah,
which we don't always get. I don't know if we need to make that policy or not, but,
well, the auditors will bring it up if you don't have some kind of a policy.
yeah. Yeah, maybe we already do.
I don't have any idea. Because this was that was an element of my proposal, so I don't know what the actual policy is for
Okay.
approval.
Let's wait for any vote on that before we talk
That's
to
fine.
Audrey and see what's already in place. Because without her being here, we don't know what's already in place.
That's fine.
Any other public business? All right, seeing none. I'm going to make a motion that we go into non-public.
Have you made the motion?
I'm in the middle of it.
Oh,
I'm going to make a motion that we go into, I just got to get the number right. We had a second one, correct? Ashley? We have a second one? I know, the one that I'm calling for.
I anticipated that you would have one. I didn't know which one you would have, but yes, just the findings.
would it be the same as we used last time for mine? A person,
Yours would be, that's what I'm asking yours. I'm not recalling what you were asking for one for.
at the last meeting, I asked for a,
It's in here.
but won't there be minutes?
Minutes are not available from last meeting yet.
Okay.
Oh, yes. They're on
I
my
would
hard
either
drive on my
say,
computer. Non-public.
reputation or review of legal advice.
Yeah, that's E. That's the one that I'm calling for. That's E. So my motion is under 91A:3 consideration or negotiation of pending claims or litigation which was threatened or in writing or filed by or against this board or any subdivision or, again, no, that's not it.
I don't think so. I think
that's
it's
not
the,
it.
I think it was the first one. Reputation.
Then would be C. Start again. I'm gonna make a motion that we go into non-public under RSA 91A:3 2C. Matters which if discussed in public would likely affect adversely the reputation of any person other than a member of this board. Unless such person requests an open meeting. This is irrelevant.
A second.
Second. All right, roll call. Murray, yes?
Dancy,
Yes.
yes.
Steve, yes.
Okay, we are in non-public. Okay, we live? All right, then I'm gonna make a motion that we come out of non-public and not seal the first set of minutes, but seal the second set of minutes.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Any other business that we need to discuss tonight?
I have nothing.
No.
Seeing none, I would entertain a motion.
Okay, Janet, take it away.
Sure. I would like to make a motion to end today's Board of Selectmen meeting. Do I have to
Adjourn?
say to adjourn? Do I need to say the time? At 7:44 p.m.
Close enough.
I second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.